Okay, today is June 27th, 2016, Monday, and we're watching the MODIS Today color satellite map. This is the USA 5 color satellite map, and we're watching the chemtrail spraying, which was sprayed very carefully today over the tops of all the thunderstorm clouds that were moving in on the monsoonal flow up from Mexico and through Arizona. And we have low pressure in the area. Um, right now, currently in the foothills of Los Angeles at 9:20 p.m., we have a temperature of 81 degrees, and the relative humidity right now is 58%, and the dew point is 65 degrees. And earlier today, around I guess it was around 1:30 p.m., we had a dew point of 67, almost 68 degrees. It was like 67.7 degrees Fahrenheit for the dew point at about 1:30 this afternoon. Very, very high dew point, and that's why it feels very muggy, very humid, and that's because of that monsoonal flow coming up from Mexico and wrapping around. Let's just take a quick look at that right now before we get back to the chemtrails. Here we can see this is where all that low pressure, that surface low pressure is indicated. And we see that there is a transmitter right here that is cutting out this pattern. And so these thunderstorms are not able to directly move into California. Instead, they're having to go around here. And we see some of these thunderheads right here being taken care of with microwave. We can see the color change right there. A lot of color change. So they're blowing these apart before they can deliver any rain into the Colorado River area, which is this line that divides Arizona and California and Las Vegas. So that's the Colorado River, and they are uh, disrupting these thunderstorms. Now, there is some rain indicated on the Intellicast map right near Lake Havasu, which is near the river, so that's good news. But uh, there is an attempt here. We can see the transmitter outline right here. This is a low pressure system which does have just a slight amount of counterclockwise rotation, but the the high pressure that's being forced into this area, as indicated by the 500 and 300 millibar pressure maps, indicates that there is high pressure being forced down into this area to stop the counterclockwise rotation right here, and we can see that it's just slightly turning counterclockwise. So there is manipulation going on here. They're keeping the rain to a minimum. And if we go back to the MODIS Today map, we can see very clearly that intermixed with all of this brilliant white thunderheads that are moving around that counterclockwise moving low pressure. Look at all this gray stuff that's been sprayed all through here. All this stuff right here is all chemtrail mix. We can see a couple of trails right here, and also right here, long trail right here. And then we have this gray haze all through here, right, all the way through here, right all through here. We can see the streaks. So they spray. The chemtrail program is designed, it's engineered to prevent lift in the atmosphere. We have to have two things for precipitation to occur. You have to have moisture and lift. And these chemtrails, they cap over the tops of these clouds and they cause a warm air layer, an inversion layer, and there is no lift. And so these clouds will not lift and condense and generate precipitation. And that is what people need to understand. That's what the chemtrails do. That's what they're engineered to do. And they can also lace these trails with any sort of pharmaceuticals they want or biological agents. I won't even get into that, but those are all options. And I wouldn't put it past the people running these transmitters and flying these planes. We all know what happened on 9/11, and if those of us that are in the know that that was allowed to happen, and it was so we know what the we do know what the government is capable of doing, and so we cannot put anything past them. Uh, Now, look at here. Look at the photoshopping job here. We got a scrap of paper. Somehow made it onto this print. Also out over here. Look at here. Looks like a piece of paper that was cut out and dropped onto the scanner by accident or something. At any rate, we do know that these maps are photoshopped. But this here is an example of, I did see today, looking up at the mountains, I did see what I thought were chemtrail clouds, a mixture of superheated cumulus clouds that were all disrupted looking, sort of unorganized haze of chemtrails mixed with these clouds here, which had been superheated and sort of all spread out. All right, so there is definitely, there is absolutely chemtrails all through this area here, and you can always determine the chemtrails by the light gray color. We have natural clouds here, and the chemtrail stuff is a light gray, and there's just no confusing that. Like right here, you can see the spraying and the color. The color is a dead giveaway on the color satellite map, which is what we're looking at here. All right, let's go back and take a look at the water vapor loop here. This is the Northeast Pacific. We can see the monsoonal flow through Mexico. There's a lot of severe thunderstorms all through Mexico. Those are being blown apart. In fact, this one right here we'll take a look at later. That just was hit, and there's a pretty good blast pattern on that. We'll take a look at that. Here we have an unmarked disturbance. This should be on the hurricane center map, but it's not. There is another disturbance marked way over by Central America, way out of view here, but I didn't bother to bring up the National Hurricane Center map because this is what ought to be marked right here. And they are hitting that. We can see the color change in the blast pattern. Okay, now here is the jet stream map. There's not much of a jet stream today. You see that there's a low pressure up here spinning just south of the Aleutian Islands. Okay, now here's the western U.S. water vapor loop. We can get a better view of the monsoonal flow, which is being blocked. We have this transmitter right here. This is probably a microwave transmitter that is heating this area, and it is preventing a direct path for weather to move right into eastern California. Okay, we have a low pressure right up here, upper level low, which is being blocked. There's a lot of high pressure installed, of course, right here in the eastern Pacific. This will be sitting here for, well, we'll just have to wait and see. It's been there for 3 or 4 days. So this is being blocked. This would bring a lot of cool weather and maybe some rain. Okay, here's the surface analysis map, and we can see that high pressure once again all through the eastern Pacific right here. We have a developing gale indicated right over here by Northern California. We have a trough. There's several troughs right here in the southwest. We'll take another look at this in a different map. But the high pressure is blocking this stationary low right here, which is a big spinning low pressure system with a sort of it's got a warm and a cold front that have merged together there. Okay, let's look at the next map here, which is, this is the western half of the United States. This is a surface pressure map. We can see the 2 low pressures, trough right here, low pressure. But yet we're not getting rain in Southern California. Again, this is pretty amazing odds, folks. If you're following these videos, you gotta, this is truly amazing stuff. Every single low pressure system is blocked or destroyed with microwave. Look at here. Here's the southwest water vapor loop. And we can see the this giant thunderstorm right here has just been superheated, and there's the blast pattern. Let me just stop this thing and scroll through it. These form very quickly. This is a 7.5 hour loop. And look at the blast pattern that's just starting to form right here. There's these jagged edges all the way down along that one edge. And also around the back side, this side is blowing out from the superheated water vapor. So they target this with a pinpoint beam of microwave energy, most likely, right there in the center. Now we don't have a view in the visible light mode tonight because of the day to night transition. They Photoshop on the day to night transition, but the night to day transition is the one we want to get to. All right, so here we see that blast pattern developing, and the loop repeats, but they're getting that one. They don't want this to get anywhere near California. All right, let's roll the next one here. Here's the rainbow loop. And we can see the blast pattern there. All this is blowing out. Okay. Now here is the visible light mode, and I'm just going to stop this. All these right here are being targeted. Now as we go from day to night, this is the day to night, we see all this photoshopping right here. So we don't see the microwave hit on the tops of these thunderheads, so we're missing that. They photoshopped that out. Okay. So they're hiding their work, and evidence of cover-up is evidence of guilt in my book. Okay, here's the sea level pressure analysis. You can see the low pressure right here over Arizona and Nevada, California right here. We have high pressure out here. Got that upper level low. This is a surface low as well as an upper level, I believe. We'll check that out. Here's the 500 millibar map. We see these squiggly lines here indicating varying degrees of high and low pressure at this altitude. They've got high pressure right on top of low pressure. Here's the low at sea level. And then we go to 500 millibar, 18,000 feet. They've got a high right on top of this. Now, if we go back again and look at the right here, this is that high pressure that we were just looking at right here. It's not accurately depicted on the map. It's more probably accurate right here because this is the outline. This is the water vapor loop right here, and this shows the varying degrees of water vapor in the atmosphere. So this is the Bible right here, is the water vapor map. All right, let's go back to that 500 millibar map we just were looking at. Here it is, high pressure. Now if we go, here's that upper level low right there. That's been sitting there for about 3 or 4 days, I believe. Here's the 300 millibar map, 30,000 feet. And this is all high pressure. This entire area, right, all the way from here on over, is indicated as high pressure. Okay, so they are going to continue to break up all these thunderstorms so that they will not deliver rain. That's my prediction, is that we will not have any rain. The puppets on television were talking about thunderstorms tomorrow, but they're just not organized enough, and they're chemtrailing over the top of these storms, these the thunderheads. So there's not going to be rain. When they're spraying chemtrails, the aerosols stop the rain. That's all there is to it. Here in the Southwest, when they spray chemtrails, we don't have rain because these they act as desiccants. Not only it causes a capping inversion layer and prevents lift, but the relative humidity drops. If you have weather instruments like I do, you can watch you can observe the relative humidity drop. Okay, so that's the summary for today, and we'll do another update tomorrow.